If the reluctant duo at the center of Max's Duster didn't consider themselves partners before, then surviving a hail of gunfire and a lethal Russian crime boss surely cemented them as partners now. In the 6th episode of the Max 1970s crime drama from creators LaToya Morgan and J.J. Abrams, FBI agent Nina Hayes, Rachel Hilson, followed through with her dangerous plan to infiltrate Saxton's Keith David crew by posing as his Russian interpreter. This was against the wishes of her informant Jim Ellis, Josh Holloway, who didn't much care for her being this close to his day job as Saxton's driver. After gaining Saxton's trust with her fluent Russian, something Hilson learned for the role, Nina is quickly called up for a meeting where he brokers a deal to secure a mysterious case from a Russian gangster. For the first time, Nina and Jim get to work together out in the open instead of in the shadows, marking a huge change of pace for Hilson and Holloway. I think the stakes were always high, but they were completely upped in this episode, Hilson tells Variety. This episode has a huge arc because they are butting heads in the beginning, but by the end, we feel more like pals and allies than we ever have been. Like real partners, Holloway jumps in to say. Up to that point, it was kind of like rehearsal, and they even say that. But this is not rehearsal anymore. She's entering into my world now. There's a whole new level of trust that has to be there. Or not. But after this deal, I think they do have a mutual trust for each other that is deepened through this experience, for that day at least, Hilson adds, cracking both of them up. Morgan says one of the priorities of the episode was to show Nina and Jim reckoning, maybe for the first time, with just how deep in this mess they are. Before she goes undercover, Nina gives her real FBI partner Awan Bitsui, Asavak Kustikin, her locket to return to her mother if her cover is blown. Later, when they are facing probable death, Jim gives Nina the keys to his Duster for his daughter Luna, should he not make it out alive. They know they've kind of dipped a toe across the line before, but now it's getting real, Morgan says. She's going undercover, and all bets are off. It's not like in the modern days where you can have an earpiece in, and the cavalry is going to come running to save you. They literally have no one but themselves and each other to get them out of this. Saxton brings Nina, Jim, his son Benjamin Charles Watson, and his hothead, baseball bat-wielding bodyman Billy, Evan Jones, along for the deal, and things go smoothly at first. Until the Russian asks everyone present to share a shot of vodka with him, a show of camaraderie before they get down to business. Unfortunately, Ben is still recovering from heart surgery, and the shot of straight liquor mixed with his medication causes him to freak out and spook the Russian. Thankfully, Jim intervenes to defuse the situation, spinning Ben's recent health issues into a rousing tale about how he survived an attempt on his life from his enemies. Filtered through Nina's impeccable Russian, the crime boss respects Ben's perceived fortitude and agrees to Saxton's terms. Speaking of Hilson's Russian, even Holloway was impressed as he watched her deliver it during filming. "You spoke so much Russian," he says to her. "I could not believe she was able to pull that off. All I was thinking was, thank God they didn't ask me to do that." Hilson doesn't remember when in the audition process Morgan and Abrams told her that Russian would be part of the character's skill set, but when she learned about it, she immediately began working with a tutor. "I knew she had to be fluent," she says. Not only be able to say these lines, but also sound like she really knew what she was saying and be able to ad-lib here and there. I wanted to really get that right. So I started that pretty soon, and then we had a dialect coach on set who was amazing.